Have you ever noticed that your air conditioner seems to run all day, yet your home still feels uncomfortably warm? Every summer, millions of homeowners face the same frustrating problem. The temperature outside rises, the AC works harder, electricity bills climb higher, and somehow the house never feels as cool as it should. Some rooms become stuffy, upstairs, areas feel like ovens, and by late afternoon, many homes seem to trap heat no matter how low the thermostat is set. Most people assume the solution is simple. Run the air conditioner longer. But what if the real problem isn't your AC at all? What if your home is constantly absorbing and storing heat faster than your cooling system can remove it? In Japan, homeowners have been dealing with hot, humid summers for centuries. Long before modern air conditioning existed, they developed practical ways to keep homes noticeably cooler by preventing heat from building up in the first place. In this video, we'll explore why so many homes overheat during summer, the costly mistake that makes the problem worse, and the Japanese methods that help keep homes comfortable without running the AC all day. To understand why some homes feel unbearably hot during summer, you first need to understand where that heat is coming from. Many people assume hot air simply enters through an open door or window. In reality, a large portion of the heat enters long before you notice it. Sunlight strikes the roof for hours every day, heating roofing materials until they become giant heat collectors. That heat slowly moves into the attic, ceilings, and walls, where it begins raising the temperature throughout the house. Windows create another problem. Sunlight passing through glass becomes trapped indoors, much like a greenhouse. Even when the outdoor temperature is manageable, direct sunlight can quickly raise indoor temperatures and make rooms feel uncomfortable. The situation becomes even worse when warm air has nowhere to go. As heat accumulates inside the home, it becomes trapped in upper floors, hallways, and poorly ventilated rooms. This is why second-story bedrooms often feel much hotter than the rest of the house during summer afternoons. What surprises many homeowners is that by the time they turn on the air conditioner, the heat has often already been absorbed into the structure of the home itself. The AC is no longer cooling the air alone. It's fighting heat stored in the roof, walls, ceilings, and furnishings. And that's exactly why many people end up making the same costly mistake every summer, believing they're solving the problem when they're actually making it worse. When a home starts feeling too hot, most people respond the same way. They lower the thermostat. At first, it seems like the logical solution. If the house is warm, make the air conditioner work harder. But this approach often creates a frustrating cycle. The AC runs longer, electricity bills increase, and yet the home still feels uncomfortable by the afternoon. The reason is simple. Air conditioners are designed to remove heat, but they cannot stop heat from entering the house in the first place. If sunlight is constantly heating the roof, walls, and windows, your cooling system is fighting an endless battle. As soon as the AC lowers the indoor temperature, more heat continues entering from outside. This is why some homeowners are shocked when they receive summer energy bills. The system may be running for hours every day, but much of that energy is being used to combat heat that could have been prevented from entering the home in the first place. In many cases, the problem isn't that the air conditioner is too small or inefficient. The problem is that the house itself is acting like a giant heat collector. For centuries, Japanese homeowners approached summer differently. Instead of focusing only on cooling the air after the house became hot, they focused on preventing heat from building up in the first place. And that simple shift in thinking is where the real solution begins. For centuries, Japan has experienced long, hot, and humid summers. In many regions, temperatures regularly climb into uncomfortable ranges, and humidity can make the heat feel even more intense. Yet long before air conditioners became common, Japanese homes developed ways to remain surprisingly comfortable during the hottest months of the year. The difference was not better technology. It was a different way of thinking. Many modern homes focus on cooling after heat has already entered the building. Traditional Japanese homes often focused on preventing that heat from accumulating in the first place. Instead of fighting heat all day, they were designed to reduce it, redirect it, and allow it to escape naturally. Builders paid close attention to airflow, shade, and the movement of the sun throughout the day. Wide roof overhangs helped block direct sunlight. Sliding doors and strategically placed openings encouraged natural ventilation. Covered outdoor spaces created a buffer between the intense summer sun and the living areas inside. The goal was not to make the house cold. The goal was to make it comfortable while using as little energy as possible. This prevention-first approach remains one of the most important lessons modern homeowners can learn. And it begins with the first Japanese cooling method, a simple strategy designed to stop heat before it ever enters the home. The first Japanese cooling method is based on a simple idea that many homeowners overlook. The easiest heat to remove is the heat that never enters the house in the first place. One of the biggest sources of summer heat is direct sunlight striking windows. When sunlight passes through glass, it quickly heats indoor surfaces such as floors, furniture, and walls. Those surfaces then release heat back into the room, causing temperatures to rise throughout the day. For centuries, traditional Japanese homes have used various forms of exterior shading to reduce this problem. Instead of relying solely on curtains or blinds inside the home, they focused on stopping sunlight before it reached the glass. Wide roof overhangs, bamboo screens, covered walkways, and strategically placed plants all helped create shade during the hottest parts of the day. What makes this approach so effective is that exterior shade prevents a large portion of the heat from entering the building in the first place. Once sunlight passes through a window, removing that heat becomes much more difficult and often requires mechanical cooling. Even modern homeowners can apply this principle. Outdoor shades, awnings, solar screens, and carefully placed trees can significantly reduce heat gain during summer. And once heat is no longer pouring through the windows all day, the next step becomes even more powerful. Using natural airflow to carry excess heat out of the home before it has a chance to build up. The second Japanese cooling method focuses on something that costs almost nothing to use, yet can make a noticeable difference in how comfortable a home feels during summer: natural airflow. Many homeowners keep their homes sealed tightly throughout the day, believing that closing every window is the best way to stay cool. While this may help during the hottest afternoon hours, it can also trap heat inside if the home is not ventilated properly. Traditional Japanese homes were often designed with airflow in mind. Openings were positioned to encourage breezes to move through the house, carrying heat away before it could accumulate. Instead of allowing warm air to remain trapped indoors, the goal was to keep air moving whenever possible. One particularly effective strategy involves taking advantage of cooler temperatures during the evening and early morning. As outdoor temperatures drop, opening windows on opposite sides of the house can create cross-ventilation. Fresh air enters through one opening, while warmer air exits through another, helping remove heat that has built up throughout the day. What makes this method so powerful is that moving air helps people feel cooler, even when the temperature itself has not changed significantly. A gentle breeze can improve comfort, while reducing the need for constant air conditioning. And once airflow is working in your favor, the next challenge becomes addressing another major source of summer heat that many homeowners never think about: the roof above their heads. When homeowners think about summer heat, they usually focus on windows. But in many homes, the roof is actually one of the largest sources of heat gain. Throughout the day, roofing materials sit under direct sunlight for hours. Dark surfaces can become extremely hot, absorbing and storing large amounts of heat. That heat doesn't stay outside. It gradually moves into the attic, ceilings, and upper rooms, causing indoor temperatures to rise long after the sun begins setting. This is why second floors often feel much warmer than lower levels during summer. The roof has been collecting heat all day and slowly releasing it into the living space below. Traditional Japanese homes addressed this problem by creating separation between the roof and the occupied areas beneath it. Large roof overhangs reduced direct sun exposure on walls, while natural ventilation allowed trapped heat to escape before it spread throughout the home. The goal was to prevent the roof from acting like a giant radiator above the family's living space. Modern homeowners can apply the same principle. Proper attic ventilation, reflective roofing materials, lighter roof colors, and improved insulation can all help reduce the amount of heat entering the home from above. What makes this method so effective is that it attacks one of the biggest sources of heat before your air conditioner ever has to deal with it. And once heat from the roof is under control, the next step is reducing the heat that's being created inside the house itself every single day. Many homeowners focus entirely on keeping outdoor heat from entering the house, but they often overlook another important source of summer discomfort: the heat being created indoors. Everyday activities generate more heat than most people realize. Cooking on the stove, using the oven, running the dryer, and even certain appliances can gradually raise indoor temperatures throughout the day. In a home that is already struggling with summer heat, these small sources can make rooms feel noticeably warmer. Traditional Japanese households often adapted their daily routines during hot weather. Meals that required less cooking were more common during the hottest parts of the day. Activities that generated heat were often shifted to cooler morning or evening hours whenever possible. The goal was simple: avoid adding unnecessary heat to a home that was already dealing with summer temperatures. Lighting can also play a role. Older incandescent bulbs release a surprising amount of heat. Electronics, televisions, and other devices continue producing warmth even when they seem insignificant on their own. What makes this method so effective is that every degree of heat you prevent indoors is one less degree your cooling system must remove later. Small changes may not seem dramatic individually, but together they can noticeably improve comfort while reducing energy use. And once heat from outside and inside is under control, the next step is learning how modern homeowners can apply these Japanese cooling principles without rebuilding their homes from scratch. One of the biggest misconceptions about traditional Japanese cooling techniques is that they only work in centuries-old homes. In reality, many of these principles can be applied to modern houses, apartments, and even small living spaces with surprisingly little effort. The first step is identifying where heat is entering your home. South and west-facing windows often receive the most direct sunlight during the hottest part of the day. Adding exterior shade, solar screens, awnings, or even strategically placed plants can help reduce heat gain immediately. Next, focus on airflow. Many homes already have the windows needed for cross-ventilation, but rarely use them effectively. Taking advantage of cooler morning and evening temperatures can help remove heat that has accumulated indoors throughout the day. Attics and roofs also deserve attention. Simple improvements such as better ventilation, sealing air leaks, and improving insulation can significantly reduce the amount of heat entering living spaces below. Even small changes in daily habits can make a difference. Using heat-producing appliances during cooler hours, closing blinds before direct sunlight enters, and reducing unnecessary indoor heat sources can all contribute to a more comfortable home. The best part is that these methods work together. Each improvement may seem small on its own, but combined they can noticeably reduce heat buildup, improve comfort, and lessen the need to run the air conditioner all day long. And that leads to the most important question of all. Why do these simple methods work so effectively, even in modern homes? What makes these Japanese cooling methods so effective is that they focus on controlling heat before it becomes a problem. Many homeowners rely almost entirely on air conditioning, which means they are constantly trying to remove heat after it has already entered the house. The Japanese approach works differently. Every method we've discussed targets one of the main ways heat affects a home. Exterior shading reduces solar heat gain through windows. Natural airflow helps remove warm air before it accumulates. Roof ventilation and insulation reduce heat entering from above. And reducing indoor heat sources prevents unnecessary warmth from building up inside the home. Together, these strategies create a compounding effect. Instead of fighting heat at full strength, they reduce the amount of heat entering and remaining inside the house throughout the day. There is also a comfort factor that many people overlook. Human comfort is influenced by more than temperature alone. Air movement, humidity, radiant heat from walls and ceilings, and indoor air quality all play important roles. This is why a well-ventilated home often feels cooler than a poorly ventilated one, even when both have the same temperature. The Japanese approach recognizes that comfort comes from managing the entire indoor environment, not just lowering the thermostat. By preventing heat buildup and improving airflow, homes can feel noticeably cooler while using less energy. And that combination of comfort, efficiency, and simplicity is exactly why these principles have remained effective through generations, even as homes and technologies have changed. When summer temperatures rise, most homeowners assume the only solution is to run the air conditioner longer and accept higher energy bills. But as we've seen, the real challenge is often not the air conditioner itself. It's the amount of heat entering and accumulating inside the home every day. For centuries, Japanese homes approached this problem differently. Instead of focusing only on cooling the air after a house became hot, they focused on preventing heat from building up in the first place. Through shade, airflow, roof design, and simple daily habits, they created homes that remained more comfortable even during hot and humid summers. The good news is that you don't need to live in a traditional Japanese house to benefit from these principles. Small improvements, such as blocking direct sunlight, improving ventilation, reducing indoor heat sources, and addressing roof heat, can make a noticeable difference in almost any home. The most important lesson is that comfort isn't always about making a home colder. Often, it's about making it harder for heat to take control in the first place. If you found these Japanese cooling methods helpful, subscribe for more practical home maintenance tips, energy-saving ideas, and traditional Japanese techniques that can make everyday life easier. And in the next video, we'll uncover another simple Japanese home secret that many modern homeowners have completely overlooked.